Alright, ladies and gents, we are back. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last where we left off, Gina apparently disappeared into the night, went to the store next door to find the manuscript that Sholmes allegedly hid away or put away, essentially. And now there is a murder. We've had two suspects who apparently were there, escape, shot Sholmes beforehand. And Gina, hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Gina and the store owner in the next room, in a locked room. The store owner is dead. He's got a bullet wound. And then, yeah. Okay, hold on one sec. Beforehand. Did he? Sorry. I got a text from a roommate real quick. Yeah. Okay. Other than that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and continue though. But yeah, so Gina is probably gonna be our client. Oh, okay. Oh! I'll be alright, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh yeah. Sholmes got shot. And then we tried to chase after them, I think, but then we went back here. Behind that door in the storeroom. Hurry. We look in there. And there he was, and there's Gina. So yeah, so obviously Gina didn't do it, but the crime scene's been staged. From that moment, Windibank's pawnbrokery became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. The arrival of the police, preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B. 16th of April, 6:21 a.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Yeah. Oh, Iris. A telegram came, but all it said was, wait at home. Oh, yeah, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back. When I woke up, I was all alone. Harley and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, Runo? Oh, poor Iris. She's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know. Something awful has happened, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windibank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning. Oh. Yes, I had a feeling. You did? Well, I saw all of the police carriages pulling up outside his shop, so I knew something must have happened there. How'd you know he was dead? Oh, anyways. When we entered Windibank's in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of two thugs. They ran out onto the street and I chased after them, but they got away. So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Windibank, I suppose. I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment. Oh? Why not? They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina. Ginny? But why? Well, the thing is... No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that. I know, it's just none of us think she did it. Then why have they arrested her? I'm sorry, there was nothing I could do. We should probably go to that one. I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they? No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris. This is all so horrible. The thing is, Mr. Windibank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside. I see. But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well. Oh no! And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards... Don't tell me. There was no one else in the room? Yes, exactly. How did you know? It's the only explanation. Yeah, the only explanation indeed. What do you mean by that, Bruno? Well? What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. So where's Hurley then? Is he still there? Is he still there investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to the hospital this morning. What? Well, when we entered Windibanks, a gun was fired and he took a bullet. Hurley? Was shot? No. No. It's all right. His life isn't in danger. Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital? He's at St. Sinners. They're tending to him there. I must see him at once. I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't. Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed. No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see. To operate? Oh, poor Hurley. It was the two thugs who were in Mr. Windibank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out onto the street, but, well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. So sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. There. I think that's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Bruno. That's true. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, Iris. Where's Susie, Bruno? She's still at the police station. Oh, why? I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while. Why aren't you there then? Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Mr. Sato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later. Ah, I see. Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early. You should have let me know and I would have come to the station. Oh, poor Iris. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment. But I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on. I want to go too. Take me with you, Bruno. I can't just stand sitting here waiting. I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. But I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me. Oh yes, I'd love to. Gina's at the prison, and Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed. And don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Ah, I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Alright, well... New location has been added. Well... Okay, so we can either go to the crime scene, go check on Gina, or check on Sherlock Sholmes. I think the best thing we should do is go to the pawnbrokery first. And then we'll go check on Sholmes. This is where it happened then? Last night? That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place looking for valuables. But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of disturbance. No, you're right about that, actually. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black. Oi, I heard that.
Oi, I heard that.
Oh, Inspector, good morning.
I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I thought you'd assign extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming.
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctor in Capital are tending to him as we speak.
And I don't think it's Runo's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The gent in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that.
Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change. Yeah, what is... okay.
Where me manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice. Some nice, refreshing fruit juice.
Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Gregsy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me if you'd like some.
Ah. Lovely. Very much. I really hit the spot, your ladyship.
I don't even recognize him like this. That's kind of weird. Alright, cough it up. What have you found? So, how's the investigation going, Inspector?
Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that driver we arrested last night, in fact.
Gina? You're going to charge her?
Well, that's right. Should be able to bring her back before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How? How could you have possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all. Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you?
Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat.
And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison?
She should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course.
Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Signers. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital policy. No visiting at all.
Oh,
Please don't be angry at me, but the bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood. I don't like blood.
oh no.
He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down.
Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know.
Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. We've got to stop that bleeding.
But he will be all right, won't he? They'll be able to make him better.
Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Well, because... of course. Yeah. Because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective. That's right.
Better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again. Oh dear. Please don't die, Hurley.
I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theater.
Alright, and her ladyship. Yeah, why do you call her ladyship? I couldn't help noticing, Inspector.
What? Out with it, sunshine.
Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris.
Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a copper, and we don't go in for favoritism.
But he's right. You do treat us differently.
It's because of those adventures of Herlock Sholmes stores. That's why.
Oh.
I crop 'em in, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Oh, well yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's. What did you write about the inspector, Iris? I don't remember really.
It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it.
Oh, did I write that?
And you know what that one line did for me? Eh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you. I could finally buy 2 packs of tea per week.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, because everyone at the yard reads them, they read all the Herlock Sholmes stories. They've even set up a fan club for me. A fucking fan club.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time that you became such a toady to me.
Can you blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you and Sholmes could change his tune about me. Gregson, no, the great detective will say, he's getting quite overrated these days. Think of what would happen to my salary if that came out in print, eh? I wouldn't be able to buy more tea. The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worrying about my tea. I mean, my fame. Hey.
But that would never happen, Gregsy.
Every month when the new Rants magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
Ah, British tea. Look. Ah. God bless this young lady. Lovely. To very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship.
Teetotal.
Oh, yeah. There's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, what is it?
I've got an important message for you. I clean forgot about it until now.
An important message? Or what it would be? What it could be? Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector?
Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side. Your assistant. What's her name? Suzo? Susan? I don't remember.
Dear Susie, is she all right? She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe?
Nope. Not anymore. She had to head off.
Head off? Where?
Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her.
Ah. Yes, of course, I'd forgotten about that.
One of the whipstocks took her where there in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. She's got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service. Fucking Asians. Laziness.
I heard that, and I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Spectre. Why did Susie have to go to see the Lord Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. I better head over to Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Alright, well that's enough of him. Nothing seems to be... Oh, wow. Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oi, what do you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything in here.
Oh, but we were hoping to investigate.
This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching.
What's the problem, Gregsy? Runo's a lawyer, you know that.
I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. But the rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruhodo was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter.
The accused?
If you could show me some representation papers, I'd be only too happy to let your nose around.
Did you hear that, Runo? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers. Looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paper. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Sorry.
Alright, we get out of here. This fucking creep. Alright, we're gonna go check on Sholmes. Nope. Wrong place. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go there, check on Sholmes. It's probably not out of the operation, but we'll see. Hurley! Oh. He's not here. No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she? Ooh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home. I'm not so sure about that, baby or not. There's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered. Oh. Hello, what have we here? This ward is off limits. No visiting. What are you doing in here, eh? Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin.
Eh? Oh. Well, begging your pardon then, ma'am, sir.
A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solver has a mysterious family, eh? If that's how you see us, sure. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley? I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am. Undergoing an extensive operation. Extensive? It has been several hours since we, went in. Oh dear. Is he going to be alright? Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is. Oh. I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Huh? Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later. Oh, poor Hurley. Alright, I guess we'll go check on Ginny then. Ginny. Alright, Ginny, cough up the truth. Did you kill the owner? I know he was very suicidal, but you can't just kill people. Hello, Gina. Who didn't take her fucking gun? Where are you getting? Who didn't take her bag? Oh, you still have the grenade launcher, Hurley, and I made. I wish she wouldn't point it at me at all times, though. But why does she still have it? She's in fucking prison. What are you here for? Ginny. I have a feeling it's because of us that you've ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you. Well, you can't. Sorry? Your word. Get lost. Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Lucky coin. Just see what I could lay my hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But Ginny, I'll be in court tomorrow, yeah, they said. So Cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Why are you being like this, Ginny? Yeah, why the fuck are you being so petty? I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away? You wanted me to sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway, the whole trial. They'll pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? 'Cause that's how it's always been for me. Growing up in the back slums me whole life. You do what the grown-ups tell you, you'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers or some worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. Can't trust no one. That's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass. Dead. Gina, listen. Oh, that's me. Gina, listen. If you... Forget it! You didn't even let me finish! Ginny, don't you trust Runo? Nah, I don't. What? Look, I'll ask her nicely now. Just leave me alone. Will you at least tell us what happened, Gina? Last night at the pawnbrokers. Look, I know why the fuck you went in there. You better fucking tell me, young lady. There's nothing to tell. What? I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into place and started going through the store. Right. You just coincidentally happened to go there after fucking Iris over here was bawling over about the manuscript. Yeah. Right. But the old bloke walked in on me and you know the rest. No, I don't know the rest. Not even your gun. Where'd you get the gun? But why, Ginny? Why would you do that? Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work and half the time you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Oh, give it a rest. What'd be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say would make a blind bit of difference. Please tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me? Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. You know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. Yeah, like right now. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? Yeah, what are these lies you're telling me about? What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Like right now, you're lying right fucking now. Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna want to question me now. Ginny, please. Oh yeah. I wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by. Oh, it's a little picture of the cat. A photographic print. A really adorable cat. I found in one of the pockets of this quote. Ain't no point me having it. I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Jenny. The white cat, okay. So what's this? Yeah, hold on, let's take a look. Right, is there something on the back? Ah, here we go. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it. February 13th, 9 p.m. Article deposited 1 small box. Loan amount 10 shillings. Redemption deadline April 13th, 9 p.m. So this photographic print is a redemption ticket? February 13th. That could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it? Small box. Doesn't tell us much about it, does it? Bruno, if Mr. McGilded still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So, do you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yeah. It's something Mr. McGilded deposited. We need to investigate. There we go. Good thing we checked that. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and check up with, Lord Chief Justice. Alright, guess we're gonna go there now. Yeah, no matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. That's how imperialism is. What? How so? I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. So, everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust. Yes, thank you very much. There they are, Susato's son and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious. Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait. What did he just say? Your return to your homeland? Susato-san! Mr. Naruhodo. What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why were you talking about Miss Susato returning to her homeland? And tomorrow? Yo! Waifu material, what? Why's she going? Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Yeah. Alright, what's this about? Mr. Sato, what's this all about? Please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Yeah, but why? Your life here can continue just as this. That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? It's my father. He's fallen ill. Oh no! Professor Mikotoba? Oh no! If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Inosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikitoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown, and it seems he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it. As you are aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Susano's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely. I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe this is happening. So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court. Yeah, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later? Gina. Ah, the Lestrade girl. And the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes? An all too conspicuous case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. Well, you don't know that. No. The yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases. It's not wasting time. Ginny would never do something like that. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart? In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Now. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals would tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday? Yes, Inspector. Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me." There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart. Which is? It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her. A timely suggestion. Sorry? The girl currently has no representation. But that's not fair. Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. And why is she still here? What is she, 10? Get her out of here. The government provides for those too poor to afford a representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yeah, thank you. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. What a day. Gina charged with murder. Susato-san about to leave. Come, Mr. Naruhodo. Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can. Thank you, Miss Susato. It's a very pensive look. I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go. If I'm honest, this is completely throwing me off. Just have to do what I can as a lawyer. Alright, let's go back to Gina. Ah. Hello again, Gina. What the fuck did I just say? Fucking crikey, Jap. I told you to go away.
Whoa, hey, hey. Watch the racial slur.
And secondly, put that gun away. What are you a lot of here for now? Just have the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously. I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition to that thing, don't I? Look. You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing for you more to say to you. Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. What? I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Eh? Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh. Right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie. Well, that ain't my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They've put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them. Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy. Because of you. What? It's my fault? Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you. I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you. Eh? Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it, by admitting one of your own untruths. What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. Oh, don't say it like that, Susato. You're making me tear up a little. No, I can't. Whatever these lies are obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? Yeah, the McGilded fucking trial. This piece of shit Irishman. The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted? Case of the mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus? You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The cop has got hold of me, shoved me in the witness stand. Based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of things. Stuff. I knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. Wait, so you did hide under the... It was pitch black in that little cubby hole. I couldn't see a thing. And then... Oh. I heard that loud thud. Like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGilda discovered you? Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There weren't much light to see by, but when I looked at me hands, I had the cove's blood all over him. I was so scared. I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands? In other words, it was Gina that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat. Yeah, he did. Only, that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I'd seen and what I'd heard. About what he was going to do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scarp her before the coppers show up. Okay, so she was threatened. Gina, you must tell me what you must tell me he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Yeah, okay, so what did you see? You said McGilden made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, with Mr. McGilden sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove in the floor. I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGill had heard that and dragged me out by me arm. That's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezers what had been stabbed. A disc. All bright and shiny. Disc? Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off of me at Windibanks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus? Not for long. The Gilded spotted it straight away. Picked it up smartish and stuffed it in his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. The Bach trotter told me. I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one. Okay, what did you hear? Because it was so dark under that seat in the cab. I was straining me ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably, that was Mr. McGilda getting on board. Nah. Not only him. Oh. So I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilda and the victim. It's a thrice-fired Mason. In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilda claimed he slept during the carriage ride. Whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it. And your own testimony, Gina, supported this. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Okay. Yeah, that weren't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in low voices. What? What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. Fair. But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilda and the victim knew each other. Well, yeah, he owed him money, didn't he? So McGilda was lying, as I suspected. Okay, what happened after the event? I knew it weren't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed. Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. When the cab came to a stop, McGilda told me to hide back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. 2 coves from up top ran off to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right. And after they'd gone, McGilda had asked the driver to do him a favor. Favor? No, don't tell me. Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas. Wait, he bribed the fucking... Oh my god. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Windibanks. The coach, he snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat as fast as he could. Brother in Christ, the coach was in on it too. So then there was no one left in the carriage. Gilda had opened the box under the seat. Let me get out of there. But not without conditions. I see. What were these conditions? What were McGilda's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything. About what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more? Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said. I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hat. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all, You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? Aye. The fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. I want you, lass. Take the redemption ticket for it. Do you here understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right. And I'll come fetch it from you later. Sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Windibanks, so it is. And you're to extend the loan afore the 2 months is up. If you forgot, the vertical will be forfeited, and any old fiend could come along and buy it. Eh? But I ain't got that kind of brass. It's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. If you'll go against me... Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt. The coppers? Aye. They'll come asking you to take the stand in court, to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What it is that you might say. What it is that you want. After he'd gone over it all, I piked it. Go as far away from there as I could. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGilda had planned it. And coerced Gina into giving false testimony. That sucks. I bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied. That big old courtroom. I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything about what went out. He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us and we all was just looking out for each other, getting by together. So you mean Mr. McGilded would have, in an offbeat, he could have had the lot of us chased out there if he'd wanted. Then where would we have gone, eh? Nowhere. That's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Oh. He was looking out for her homeboys and gals. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But, I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. You what? Hurley's having a big operation right now, Ginny. Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Come on, Gina, you owe him. And me. Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy? Is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato. Oh, yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing. Gina, come on. Poor Ginny. She seems so lonely. Okay, so she did sign it. Okay. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windibanks now. Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there. Maybe. We'll see. I feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. Now, I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windibanks. Although, he tells me he's not going to be happy about it. To be continued. And of course, we're going to continue. Because it's my Friday, essentially. Because I don't work for the next 2 days, so. Alright. Running out of space, I'm just going to overwrite. Alright, we're back. We are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them.
Oh, what the fuck are you doing here?
Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please?
What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Damn it. Your ladyship. How? I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That is good work. That is, very impressed.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Ah, yes.
I swear tea is a drug. Ugh.
Lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes. Yes. I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. I can beat up a fucking lion. This bit of chips.
Would it be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime then?
Do as you please. You know where it happened. Through that door behind the counter.
Yeah, the storeroom. It's where I discover Mr. Windibank and Gina.
Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then.
Will you be investigating the storeroom as well, Inspector?
If I'm perfectly honest, need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. There are so many articles to go through. It's taking forever. Even with the lads working around the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case the yard needs to investigate urgently.
That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before.
What I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, Sunshine.
Come then. Let us not waste time. We move to the... Nope. Try to see if we can go into the back. Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Oof. To be fair, that man always threatened to kill himself. Mr. Windibank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. We will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Don't worry. If there are clues in there, I'll find them. Thanks, Iris. There we go. Alright, the Windibank storeroom. Oh dear. Yeah. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windibank's life was taken in this very room only last night. What was it? Oh, wait, Inspector!
God damn it. What is it now, Sunshine?
You took one look at me and tried to run away.
Think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped up little defense lawyer, do you?
Oh, you're making Iris...
I just... Well... I've, never seen her ladyship looking like that before is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her.
You weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
Eh? Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you?
Fucking Christ. No, that made it worse. I don't think that went very well. Why?
Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet.
But you're the one that told her that shitty line.
Well, not my fault.
And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yeah. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Hurley. And inquire into how Mr. Shom's operation is going. Alright, before we do that, let's just take a look around. Let's take a look at this gun. This is a revolver. A real one. And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windibank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Runa look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windibank with this yesterday, didn't we?
I'm about to blow my brains out! Oh, I shall have to take my own life.
Christ. It must be the same guy. Oh my god, that character. Fucking Christ. I feel bad that he said, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of figured this would happen. Ironically. Except he wouldn't be killing himself. Last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windibank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? If so, he must have really sucked at Russian roulette. Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from the revolver. Okay, what's in here? Of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah! What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh! Iris's unpublished story. Found of the Baskerville. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box, at once. Yes.
Well, what's in there?
Ah! It was there! Iris' story was there! Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited here, but still. It's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. Okay, so yeah, so Gina obviously tried to sneak in and see if Iris' story was in here or not. The only reason why she... Let's check this out. Jesus Christ, a fucking thick manuscript. The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm so sorry. Oh. Alright, so nothing about that. What else is there? Police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Ooh. Poor Mr. Windibank. He was a nice old man.
Well, I mean, he was very suicidal too, but anyways, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. Wouldn't have felt a thing. Well, if it was in his brain, but, you know, I'm sure he definitely felt something there. You know, I'll just shut up.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that. What? There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runa? What the fuck? Okay, something's wrong with this little girl. I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it. You see, when it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yeah, what a scientific observation. So you need the... Okay. Bam. Put the gun down. Oh no, what is that scary looking thing? Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does.
What?
Watch. What? What? Okay. What? Oh, wow. The color of the bloodstain has changed. There. Does it make sense now? Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand. Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see. Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding great. So whose blood are we looking at then? This must be Mr. Windibank's blood. Yeah, this is where he was shot, so there can't be any question about that. This could turn out to be very valuable clue. Yeah, but why did we have to shoot it with a chemical? We know it's his blood. Yeah, but so we simply must make a note of it. Okay. Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have a regent left, sure. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. I'm stuffed full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look! Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. Something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policemen shuffling around.
Not much I can do about that, Sunshine.
Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. Okay, now we can talk to the investigator. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Pshaw! You've got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less.
Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Gregsy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, at shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside.
So it was locked from the inside? The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing?
Quite right, ma'am. Quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in, as humbly as possible.
Oh.
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor. That's wise. Next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child.
Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, a hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world.
She's still alive, you know. Yeah, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious.
I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No. Presumably, it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now.
In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well.
What? The key to the storeroom? And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. Something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding.
Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Gregsy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley all right? Is he?
The thing is,
Don't mince your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
no. The operation's done and dusted. God damn, boy. Guys, fucking chill. It's just that, well...
Out with it!
Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive.
The whole body? Anesthetic? Ties? I can't even fucking say that word. Is that even possible?
Means the operation can be completed without the patient, while the patient is falling asleep.
Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
Oh, you guys actually have that? I mean, well, the trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing if you're following my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, so I hear. Now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently.
Oh my.
No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in the system, or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. Anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again.
Hurley.
The moment he opens his eyes, Your Ladyship, I swear to I shall get the word to you.
What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Anything else? No, there doesn't seem to be anything else, so I guess we'll check the other storeroom. Check that bloody room. Yeah. Ah, look here. Oh yes, a bullet hole, and I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Presumably, Mr. Windibank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Ah, well... Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. I'm sorry? It's all there in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris? Ah, did I write something like that? Hardly in jest, perhaps. Jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime. He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once. Forget that for now, Bruno. Let's examine this bullet. What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? Suspicious red stain on the calendar. Aha! This is where I come in! Oh, alright. If the blood changes to be the same color as the sample from the storeroom, we'll know that it's Mr. Windibank's blood. Exactly! Here we go then! Oh, it's green. It's completely different to the color that Mr. Windibank's blood turned to the analysis. It just goes to show, things don't always go according to plan, do they? Nevertheless, we must add the sample to the results of other blood analyses. Okay. Okay. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here.
Shh! Keep it down.
Oh, sorry.
There's a major clue just here.
Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once.
As soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over me shift.
Really have a tough time, the British police. That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it? No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy. Yeah, it's really strange, Miss Chelony, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example? Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know. Are you alright, Bruno? Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue. That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever. Down on the floor, though. There's the article ledger here in Mr. Windibank's notes, and... What's this? Looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Oh, look on the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie. Show us. February 15th, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited. One gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid £1. Redemption deadline April 15th, 10:30 p.m. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1? Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think... Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday. Was still wearing. Belonged to Mr. McGilded. We never expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. It seems Mr. Windibank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have to hand. This photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently. Yeah, that's where the fucking last case was. Oh yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier. Of course, I was forgetting that she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for then, Mr. Naruto? Get it out! Alright, let the cogs turn. Yeah, they are exactly the same. Hehe, I've got it. These two photographs hide an amazing secret. Secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know? Yeah, we need you to tell us all about... Oh, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Oh god, just tell me. So, Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Windibank's counter and the one Gina gave us before. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly. They're not? Have another look at them now. Wait, hold on. Yeah, something feels off about this. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other? I think so. I think so. It's very subtle, though. But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, it's because they're a set, you see. No, I don't. This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. Oh, okay. So it's just two pictures of a bundle. Okay. I did notice that it was slightly different. Ah, stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? Oh, yes! That's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see? There it is, just over there. Ah, yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Hehe. Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of these contraptions. What? Really? Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have in depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you. She's over the moon. Bless her. We let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene. I, for one, simply have to know. No, of course, Susato. Alright, tell us. Have you ever considered, Runo, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? I just open them and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes? Shocking. If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What you see with your left eye, and what you see with your right eye, are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye. Trying it out. I can't tell. Yes, the position of objects seem to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can see it. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see. My brain really is amazing, isn't it? Just so much without telling me. Ah, I think I see. So the pair of photographs consists of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'd be able to see the depth in these prints. Yes, Runo, you're beginning to understand. And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that. Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all. You can? Really? Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susato-san really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to cross your eyes, that's the same thing. Can you both do that? Cross my eyes? I think I can. Watch me, and see if you can copy. Oh my god. Make your eyes do this. No, Susato. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Okay, I'm gonna just take a picture of that. There, how's that? Wonderful, now it's your turn, Runo. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. You try it now, Runo. Just going to have to give it a try, I suppose. Did the print sprint into two images for you? Now the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then to try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until they form a new single image in the center. Oh yes! Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see in the middle now. It looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day. Okay, guys. Can we stop? I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Runo. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly close your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the view. Like this? Is it? There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. Ugh. Oh, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Bruno? They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. No, some people find it easier than others. That's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you pressed the little knob here. Then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back and... It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works. Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. If these little machines are so affordable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. Stereoscopic pictures. Never even heard of them until yesterday. You've certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge I'll ever actually need. Oh, I see it. That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Bruno? Yeah, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Oh, well this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yeah, but a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Grexy to have a word. Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. I think there's really anything else. Okay, nothing about that. Oh god. Stop drinking tea! His eyes always shine every time he drinks tea. Alright. Let's see. Been in for about an hour and a half. Getting a little tired and it's getting a bit late, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and stop it right here. We'll continue off tomorrow and finish the investigation part, and then hopefully we'll get a little bit into the case in defending Gina. But until then, I will catch you guys later, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.